Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Candid Opinion. Today's episode go choke because I'm about to dive into something controversial, and me will be say I don't even like controversy, but I'm just gonna give my candid opinion and say it as I see it. Okay. So today's episode, I'll be talking about discrimination in society. Should all forms of discrimination and shaming be frowned upon, or are there some shaming that is needed to help regulate society? Okay. Now, before I delve into that, I want to say something. I was watching an episode of The Honest Bunch. I don't know how many of you guys watch or follow the podcast, and one of the guys, Nedu Wazobia, he said something. I think the topic was around societal misconception of virginity and celibacy. I think that was what the topic was about. And Nedu said, well, I'm happy that he said that it's his opinion, and he said he stands to be corrected. But he said,
now, most girls that are virgins, they believe, oh, this is my pride. My virginity is my pride. My virginity is my value. My virginity is who I am as a woman. I've kept
everything.
myself. It's everything. I'm a 30 years old and I'm a virgin. I've kept myself. Now, it means every pride about you as that woman, not that virginity. So when you come finally marry that man, come bust that virginity, what that becomes your pride?
and of course, I went watching the episode, and I watched the full episode, as husband material would like to emphasize. Agreed with what they said about being a virgin alone doesn't automatically make you perfect wife. Okay, having a good attitude should follow the virginity. But for me, I don't think enough credit is given to those who are able to protect their virginity. I mean, do we even have an idea of the level of temptation that ladies go through on a daily basis? Like, from the moment a lady is stepping out of her front door, she's now slapped with varieties of temptation. From the handsome boy who is trying to sweet talk, to chief reggae big car we want on, and to sugar baby, to even the lecturers in the university who would literally threaten you with your future just to get down with you. And so you see a lady who has said no to money, she has said no to the handsome guy, she has said no to sweet words, she has fought lecturers and won the battle, and you say she shouldn't be proud of being a virgin at the age of 27, 28, 29. Come on, bruv. Come on. And like husband material said something, and it makes sense. He said everyone are proud of what they have. Okay, like for example, a rich man or a rich guy who has nothing but money to offer will make it look like money is everything. But someone who is broke, a broke guy who is brilliant, who has vision, who has dreams, who has a whole lot to offer, but he doesn't have the money, it's gonna make it look like there's more to life than money. A woman in her 40s who is either divorced or who is not yet married, that kind of woman would give you the impression that there's more to life than marriage. But a happy married woman would make it look like marriage is everything. So everyone is having the projection of what they have. So in as much as virginity is not an automation that you'll be a good wife, and funny enough, even good women don't even end up being good wife. Okay, and there's something I've posted on my WhatsApp status before, and I said, just because you're a good woman doesn't automatically mean you'll be a good wife, and just because you are a good wife doesn't automatically mean you'll be a good mother, and it's vice versa with the men. These three positions are different, and you have to train and evolve yourself to be able to carry out these three roles very well. And there are people who are great spouses, but they are very terrible when it comes to parenting. Okay, so it's not just thinking that just because you're a good person, you have a good heart, you have a good behavior, that it doesn't even automatically make you a good wife, or it doesn't guarantee that you'll be a good wife. Because there are people who know how to show short-time kindness. They don't know how to be kind for a long period. And that's what marriage is about, being kind, steadily kind forever. It's not about a certain period where you have to show your kindness. There's some people who know someone for like a month, 2 and 3 months, 6 months. And the person is kind to you for 6 months or 5 months or 4 months, and you feel, oh, that kindness is forever. Not everyone knows how to show a long-term kindness. So being a person, a spouse, and a parent are 3 different roles. And you have to be able to train and evolve yourself to be able to carry out these 3 roles. And I am not trying to encourage discrimination or encourage ridicule or societal abuse. No. I stand against it, and I stand against discrimination. Okay? So, talking about society, one thing we need to understand that shame is an emotional feeling that is installed in each and every one of us to be able to check us and check our actions. And it also helps to regulate society. The moment you remove shame from society, you run the risk of running society into madness. In the olden days, like before the white people, and in the days of our ancestral mothers and our forefathers, there was no police, there was no court, there was no social media judge like myself. All they had then was shame and ridicule. The kings and the chiefs and all of those people, they were in charge of crimes like killing and stealing and all of that, but they had shame as a societal regulation to checkmate each other. As a man or a woman back then, it's not enough for you to pray that your marriage work or to start wishing that you have a lasting marriage. You have no choice, because your marriage has to work. It's not a matter of praying about it. You have to do what you have to do to make sure that your marriage works. Your marriage cannot fail. Because of the ridicule that comes with being a divorcee or being separated. Back then, in those days, there's a ridicule, there's a shame that comes with, not being able to stay in your husband's house, or for a man, not being able to keep a woman. There's a ridicule that comes with it. So that ridicule checkmates people into making sure that whatever issues they have in their marriage, they make it work. I don't know about other culture, but in the Igbo land, if you're a man and your wife returns back to her father's house because of your behavior, or because of maybe you dey beat her or you dey do one kind of thing, and after a few weeks she never come back, by the time the society of that place start to mock you, by the time your age grade and other men of your caliber start to mock you, nobody go tell you. Now you go use your hand, carry palm wine, go beg your in-law, make your wife return. Because you can't stand that ridicule, you can't stand that shaming. And because of that shaming, it pushes you to do what's right. So as a man in that area, you have to have sense. No person will tell you. You need to have sense. And if I'm going to say this, that's not to say that things don't go wrong. I mean, the period of maybe like being gay or all of those things, they've been existing since the Bible days, isn't it? They've been there since like forever. But they have done secretly and they are done privately. Why are they done secretly and privately? Because of the shame that comes with doing them. But now all of us are forming, we are all woke, it's a new generation, we are all forming educated, we have social media now, and right now we are all trying to remove shame from society. We are not trying to okay a whole lot of things in the society. Like, oh, okay, it's okay for a guy to love another guy. It's okay for you to be divorced. It's okay for you to be for you not to be a virgin and sleep around as long as you're a good person. It's okay for a man to wake up, he no longer decides or no longer wants to be a man. It's okay. We are not okay in so many things. And other people cannot talk, because once you talk, you're discriminating. So now you're not even allowed to talk against such people. You're not even allowed to say anything, because the moment you say something, you're discriminating. And now we are living in a world where you see people who they say they are not even identified by a certain gender, that you should refer to them as they or them instead of he or she. And even in the last election in Nigeria here that we held our election, children actually came out to vote. They were children with PVCs and they came out to vote. And then someone told us that they are not identified as children, that they are stunted votes. So we are now living in a generation where we are suffering from identity crisis. Everyone wants to be identified as this or identified as that. Now, as a society, when we start to give our okay to these things, where does it end? Soon your child will tell you that he or she no longer identifies as a child, but instead he or she is an animal and they want to go to an animal school. Would you take that? As a parent, would you really take that? But that is where the world is heading to, because there's no regulation, there's no checkmate. We are removing shame from society. People are no longer ashamed of some things, and because they are no longer ashamed of it, they are proud of it. They are bold to come outside and really identify themselves as these things. So where does it end? For me, I believe society should have some sort of regulation, some sort of something to make people think about their actions and what they're doing. Because if we start giving that, okay, let's not discriminate, or let's accept everyone for what they stand for who they are, for this or for that, there would be no end. Because the more generations go by, the more people will come up with ridiculous things and say, oh, well, if you can accept that one, you should be able to accept this one. And a society will have no choice than to keep accepting them, because there is no regulation. And for me, I just feel this is my candid opinion when it comes to this. I don't know. Some people may disagree with me. If you disagree with me, you can, leave your comments in the comment section, ask your questions. But I do feel that we are okay. For example, now I'm gonna say this in the Honest Bunch episode in which I was. I think it's one of the episodes. They invited a guest, the actress Angela Okorie, and she made a statement. She said she can't even send a child to a school abroad, because over in America, over there, they tend to make it look okay, and they tend to teach the children that it's okay for a guy to love a guy, for a girl to love a girl, for a guy to get married to a guy. And even in the toys, the cartoons, in the things that they sell over there, they're making it okay for a guy to love a guy, for a girl to love a girl. And we as Africans, we're trying to form civilized, and we're bringing their mindset over here to Africa. And that is why the rate of divorce is increasing. That is why the rate of heartbreak is increasing. That is why the rate of so many things are increasing, because there's no checkmate. There's no regulation. No one is having that shame anymore. And if we keep going like this as a society, where does it end? Alright? And this is my candid opinion. This is my thought about it, and there's a free word in it. So feel free to give your view, your opinion, your thoughts in the comment section. Whatever it is you have to say about this particular conversation, say it in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts and your view, because this would really go so now only God could help us.